As Moammar Qaddafi fights to remain in power, we are learning new details about his alleged ties to the 1988 bombing of Pan Am Flight 103. The dictator is accused by victims' families and former Libyan government officials of being the mastermind behind the plot. And many are angry that the U.S. lifted economic sanctions on Libya, opening the doors for companies to do business with a regime linked to terrorism. NBC News national investigative correspondent Michael Isikoff reports.
The message from Secretary Clinton was clear.
Colonel Qaddafi's brutal attacks on his own people are unacceptable and will not be tolerated.
That was last week, but less than 2 years ago, a different tone with the Libyan dictator's son.
I am very pleased to welcome Minister Qaddafi here to the State Department. We deeply value the relationship between the United States and Libya.
And less than 3 months later, President Obama shook Qaddafi's hand at the G8 summit in Italy. Those images infuriate Rabbi Stephanie Bernstein.
It makes me sick to think that my government has been complicit in keeping Gaddafi in power. This is Michael and Joe.
Bernstein's late husband, Michael, was one of 270 people killed in the bombing of Pan Am 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. A Libyan intelligence officer, Abdel Basset al-Megrahi, was convicted in the attack. And the U.S. has just announced it will investigate claims that Qaddafi himself ordered the bombing. That's something that former CIA official Frank Anderson, who oversaw the agency's investigation, never doubted.
There is no question in my mind that Moammar Qaddafi authorized the bombing of Pan Am 103.
Which is why Bernstein says she's appalled by the 8-year effort by the West to make peace with Libya, a policy driven by Qaddafi's 2003 pledge to give up nuclear and chemical weapons. Economic sanctions against Libya were lifted in 2004. That led to new business opportunities in the oil-rich country, and some government officials later benefited. David Welch was the senior U.S. diplomat working to restore relations with Libya, then went to work for construction giant Bechtel. Among his duties, developing business in Libya. Mark Allen was a top British spymaster dealing with Qaddafi, and later became a consultant to BP on a $900 million oil deal in Libya. Allen and BP declined comment. In a statement, Bechtel said the company's business in Libya has always been in accordance with U.S. laws and regulations, and that their work there began after the sanctions were lifted and before Mr. Welch joined the company. Both firms recently suspended their operations in Libya.
It's absolutely disgusting. And I and other Pan Am family members have said many times that doing business with terrorists is not only the wrong thing to do, it's bad business.
Bernstein's late husband investigated Nazi war criminals for the Justice Department. She says he kept a small sign in his office.
The law sometimes sleeps, but it never dies.
A credo that she hopes will ultimately hold true for Qaddafi. Michael Isikoff, NBC News, Washington.